Okay, in the last, let's say, like 5 years, nostalgia has really made a comeback. In particular, the 90s and early 2000s. You see it a lot in like fashion trends, maybe home decor, music, right? That like early 2000s pop sound. I feel like Tate McRae's really got it. Kylie Cantrell is really delving into the sound of like early 2000s R&B. But I also feel like our purchasing habits are reminiscent of the early 2000s and the 90s. Today, I want to talk about why we need to move towards physical media again. I love me a streaming service, okay? Like, I have all of the streaming services that you can possibly imagine. For music, I have Spotify and SoundCloud. For movies and TV, I have Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, Peacock. The list goes on and on. HBO Max, so on and so forth. And yes, okay, you can't deny that, like, yeah, I love the convenience of a streaming service. I love that I have it on my tablet, on my computer, on my TV, on every TV in this house. But sometimes the price you pay for convenience is heavy, is large. My issue is that there is a crazy amount of censorship in movies and TV on streaming platforms today. The worst contender of them all, Disney Plus. Also, hi, I'm Angie. I talk about movies, TV, nostalgia mostly. We have a great time over here. I do rants. I curate nice little watch lists for you, very convenient. And we like to take a walk down memory lane on this channel. So, welcome in. So, yeah, regarding censorship, I think that we're kind of split into two different categories on why things are being censored. First off, and probably more importantly, diversity. If you're a fan of Disney or you know anything about Disney's history, you may know that they have done some questionable creative pieces in the past. They have this website called storiesmatter.thewaltdisneycompany.com. Here's their official statement. As part of our ongoing commitment to diversity and inclusion, we are in the process of reviewing our library and adding advisories to content that include negative depictions or mistreatment of people or cultures. Rather than removing this content, we see an opportunity to spark conversation and open dialogue on history that affects us all. We also want to acknowledge that some communities have been erased or forgotten altogether, and we're committed to giving voice to their stories as well. I think it's a nice sentiment. However, in an effort to be sensitive to different cultures that they have previously done dirty, they are clipping and reclipping and re-editing things that they've done. I don't know. Peter Pan and Dumbo are completely unavailable on children's profiles. Fair enough. I think that if you're a parent and you want to be sensitive to what your children are ingesting, that's your prerogative. I think that's more of a parenting thing than a company thing. I don't know. I'm not a parent yet, so I can't really speak on that. There are like way too many examples to list. So that's the diversity aspect. I'm all for it. I'm all for righting your wrongs in certain ways. But then we have the child safety aspect of it all. And in this case, they are really, really changing the previous media that they put out. Okay. A couple examples of this. A cigarette was removed from The Muppet Christmas Carol. The Muppet Christmas Carol. In Lilo and Stitch, we have Lilo climbing into a dryer or like a washing machine of sorts to hide from her older sister Nani. In the Disney Plus version, she's now climbing into like a table that's being covered by a pizza box. Strange. Just strange. The entire opening scene of Tarzan, I was thrown for a loop. Yes, I remember as a child being truly scared of the opening scene of Tarzan. It's really sad. It's really scary. You see a little baby be abandoned by his parents because his parents were attacked by some type of cat. That entire scene is gone. So you kind of have to infer why Tarzan is there. I do think that it's not great for the entire premise of a movie to be cut down Supposedly we have a fantasy scene that Max has about Roxanne cut from a Goofy movie. And nothing happened, okay? They're dogs. They are cartoon dogs. Nothing happened in the original movie. I guess they just cut that he was fantasizing about her in a lustful way. I thought it was kind of romantic. And then they cut like a ton of stuff from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Well, like I can't, there's so much. Now, while I agree that children need to be protected, some of these changes I don't think were necessary, and I think harm the movies, harm the content themselves. I don't think it makes a better movie. I think it inherently makes the movie worse, as it you can't just edit a movie 20 years later and hope that people receive it the same exact way. That's not going to happen. I am a lover of movies, okay? I'm sure you are as well. So that's why we're here. I just want to watch movies in their original form. I want to watch the product that people spent months, years, sometimes decades making without edits. And also, I'm not a child myself, okay? So I don't need these like child protection cuts and re-edits. I am an adult. I don't know what the solution to this is. I'm sure that the edits obviously come from a great place. I do think that like they could probably get away with changing ratings. If something was rated PG before, now we want to rated PG-13. If something was PG-13 before, maybe rated R. I don't know. I just want to watch the movie in its original form. So what have I done? I started collecting DVDs because I want to watch the movie that I watched when I was 7. Today. And I want to make sure that the movies that I'm watching today are the same movies I'm going to watch 20 years from now. So with all of that being said, I have started my collection. This is going to be an ongoing thing. I don't have a DVD player, but my boyfriend has a PS5, which works just fine. So we're going to go through my DVD collection and what I've started. And I'm going to make this like a recurring series. Okay. So monthly, I'm going to go through like my monthly pickups for movies and DVDs that are now going to be part of my collection. I have a huge shelf and we're filling up. So far, I've sourced these all from like my local thrift store. I haven't like gone into the Criterion collection and bought anything online. I'm sure that this new hobby will develop into something way more serious, but right now I've gotten all of these movies for between $1 and $3. Pretty pumped about it. So let's get into it. As this is a nostalgia channel, please expect that all of these are going to be pretty old movies. Hocus Pocus, one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, I need it physically in my hand so that I can play this year after year after year, despite whatever streaming service it's going to move to. I mean, this is a Disney movie, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes your favorite movie just switches on to Paramount Plus and you're like, I'm not going to get Paramount Plus. I just want to watch the movie. So we have Hocus Pocus. I'm trying to keep a balance of like my favorite movies of all time and older movies that I haven't seen before. Next, we have Almost Famous. I've never seen this movie before. Obviously, you know, everyone rants and raves about it. It's like one of the most beloved movies of all time. So like, I'm going to have to watch it eventually. So now we have it. I like seeing the list of special features. I'm sorry. Sue me. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. The Yellow Dress. You can't tell me that this isn't worth owning. Yeah, I'm going to have it on DVD for the rest of my life and pass it down to my children and probably give them some type of dated PS5 to watch these movies on. Next, Uptown Girls. I've already watched this one. And they're like, I don't know what it is about DVDs too. Like when you watch it on streaming, it's very polished. It's like the upgraded version of what the movie is. Remixed and mastered in all of its glory, and that is great. However, this DVD had such like a charm to it because it was so janky. I felt like I was in 2002. When did this movie come out? Doesn't matter. My point still stands. 2004. Whoa. I like the crispiness of the movie. Then we have A Social Network. This is a warning to you all. If you are someone who wants to get into collecting DVDs and you go to the thrift, make sure to check the box to make sure the movie's in there. Yes, I foolishly bought this movie. I was so excited. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Andrew Garfield. I love Jesse Eisenberg. Here's my issue. So this is beautiful, stunning, amazing. Great photos on the back. It only came with one disc, and the disc that it came with was the special features. So I have about 3 hours of behind the scenes of how things were shot, how people were casted. We have little anecdotes from Justin Timberlake, Brenda Song, the guy who got canceled. So like, yeah, beautiful interviews. I don't have the movie. It's not in here. That's my fault. So just take this as your warning that if you're going to go to the thrift to get physical media, check the receptacle that it's supposed to be in. Make sure that the disc is in there. That goes for all things, CDs, records, so on and so forth. That's not my first time that that's happened to me. And I want to protect you from the despair that was me not having The Social Network on DVD. Then let's do a little speed run. Okay, I have The Hunger Games on Blu-ray. I still don't know what Blu-ray means as versus to like a regular disc. I'm not going to look into it because I think it's funnier if I don't. Burlesque, one of my favorite movie musicals of all time. 16 Candles. Believe it or not, I've never seen it. I love John Hughes. The 16 Candles that I grew up with, yes, Debbie Ryan. And I think that the Debbie Ryan movie didn't really incentivize me to check out the original. You know what I mean? Like, I think I was like, I'm good off that. I Know What You Did Last Summer. So camp. So early 2000s. It's disgusting. This is just one of those movies that I feel like is the epitome of my vibe. You know, like a little bit campy, a little bit nostalgic, a little bit Sarah Gellar. Next, another Hall of Famer. Juno. You're a part-time lover and a full-time friend. The Juno soundtrack is my everything. It is my state of peace, my state of joy. I needed to have this on DVD. And ironically, newest to my collection, the Lizzie McGuire movie, another goated feature film. What I love about this DVD in particular is that it has like little, I haven't even looked, it has little things in it. You know, like when DVDs used to come with like little things. And so we have just like little promotional pieces. I don't know what I would use these for. I just like old things, as you can tell. Like there's a Kim Possible ad in there. George of the Jungle 2 ad in pristine condition. I don't think anyone would buy these. It's not like I'm going to sell these on eBay. I just love them. Introducing Disney on MSN. Like, you're killing me. Everything Your Family Loves About Disney together with MSN 8, the latest Microsoft technology. Like, I just think that's hilarious. So yeah, that's my favorite part about this DVD in particular. This is what dreams are made of. That's the beginning of my collection. I am gonna just keep going till I have no room on the shelves. If you're a collector, let me know where you go. Like I said, I have never gone online for any of these things. I just walk around and go to my local thrift and hope that they have something good. They usually do, but seemingly they're like disinvesting in DVD stuff. You know what I mean? Like every time I walk in there, there's like less and less to choose from. So I'm getting a little nervous. If you shop for DVDs online, let me know where to go because I can't imagine this hobby stopping anytime soon. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one and I love you so much. Bye.